In this video, I'm going to be discussing, is buying a long-term rental property, is that a get-rich-quick investment? Can you get rich overnight by buying one rental property? And let's say it's a long-term rental property. The short answer is no. You don't get rich quick. Sometimes with flipping, if you have a great flip, you can make $50, $100, $200,000 on an average flip. But with long-term rentals, no, you do not get rich overnight. And for the most part, it's a little bit unattractive at the beginning if you look at it, because you're especially here in Orange County, you're spending hundreds of thousands of dollars for the down payment, closing costs, maybe some rehab, and you might have a couple $100s a month in cash flow after your expenses. And so when you put all that into perspective, just this sheer like cash on cash return, it's not attractive, especially today with 7% interest rates for consumers. And so when you look at that, you don't get rich overnight. I like to say that long-term rentals are get rich slowly. So in 5, 10, in 20 years down the road, you get rich then. I never have met somebody that after the end of a 30-year mortgage and they paid it off, that they said, you know what, I wish I didn't buy that property, right? So it's a get rich long-term, get rich slow over the long term. But over, you would be surprised how 5, 7, 10 years go by very quickly after you buy a property and rents scale up. I think a couple other benefits that you get rich slow with rental properties, long-term rental property, is that somebody else is paying off your mortgage. That's something that's very fascinating to me. If I go invest into the stock market and I get a loan, somebody else isn't paying that off. I am paying that if I borrow money to invest into the stock market. And so that somebody is paying off my debt when I invest into real estate is very attractive to me. You have also tax benefits. If you're a high income earner, you can also have depreciation when you go to upgrade the property and make it habitable. I am not a CPA, so definitely I defer to a solid CPA that knows depreciation and tax write-offs with rental properties. But there can be that with rental properties. And then also what you have in the background that's running is appreciation over the long term. So I have clients that bought a single family home in Anaheim for $750,000 just a couple years ago, and now it's like three years ago, and now it's over 1.1. Now that doesn't happen every single 3 years as it go up $300,000, $400,000, but long term, over 10 years and 15 years, you're definitely more than going to double. You're probably going to triple in about 15 years here in Orange County. So if you put all that into perspective, and you sit back and you look at it, then you do get rich slowly, over time. And I think that's what's really attractive about rental properties long term, is that you do get rich slowly, and it's on autopilot for the most part. The amount of effort it takes me to flip a property is 100 times greater than for me setting up a rental property and then just slowly managing it over the lease term. It's far, I can manage hundreds of long-term rental properties versus just a couple flips. I probably could 10 to 1 if you will. And so I like that it's more an autopilot while I'm sleeping. Appreciation, tenant paying off my debt, rents are going to be able to be raising over time, and so that's just happening. It's just a ball that's slowly growing. I like that. And so, but you don't get rich overnight, it's over the long term. If you have any questions on this, feel free to reach out to me.